Hey, what's up, friends, both real and imaginary? Welcome to a brand new episode. I'm getting better at it. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Horror Bin. I'm your host, Julian Fernandez. With me, as always, not as always, but as always with any new horror film that comes out, is good friend, fellow dirtbag. It's Kelly McInerney.
Hello. Welcome back. I was welcoming myself back.
Welcome back to Kelly and to you guys.
Yeah.
But Kelly's here, so you guys know we are talking about a brand new horror film. We're specifically talking about the new Blumhouse movie, McInerney, which just came out this weekend.
Saw it last night.
Saw
Fresh
it last
on
night.
the mind.
Fresh in the brain. But for everybody else, let's just take a quick look at the trailer. Here we go.
How does it feel being back?
You haven't seen the whole trailer?
Good. I had
Oh, yeah.
such good memories here. Maybe my happy place can be our happy place?
Who left you all alone down here?
It was just my imagination.
I'm playing a new game with Chauncey.
The scavenger hunt list. That's fun.
Chauncey says you're not allowed to play with us
Oh,
because you left him. I need something.
Is that in the movie?
something happy.
I don't think she says the... No.
Bugs freaked
I don't
you
think she
out.
ever says the you
If I
left
can
him
finish
part.
my
Yeah, I
list,
don't
Chauncey
think-
will take me on a trip to the place he's from.
Nobody flips over the paper.
And this part with her looking and seeing the nail, I don't think that part happens.
Yeah.
Oh.
You've been spending time with a new friend? He asked you to do something that hurt you.
It was part of the game.
Does that seem like a game a good friend would want to play?
No.
Maybe we shouldn't play together anymore, Chauncey. Maybe we shouldn't be friends. No.
Yeah, when the teddy bear is moving, it's...
She's lost.
I think it's
we're
creepier
gonna
than
find
when
her.
they actually show the monster, show him as a monster.
The people.
Every culture has entities that tether to the young. We call them imaginary friends.
She looks familiar.
You were always playing with your imaginary friend. When the connection was severed, the entity becomes enraged.
He says he's right behind you.
But it was just my
I would have liked to see what that guy's face really looked
Can I
like.
hang out with your imaginary friend?
He's not imaginary. He's not your friend.
This was such a bummer. See, like, get the hell out of here. I wish that happened.
It did happen.
The monster didn't go like that.
Yeah, he did.
Did it?
It popped out for a second.
Oh.
That is probably the best scare, one of the best scares in the
I thought he
movie.
was gonna eat him though.
No, same. Yeah, for anybody that is unaware, Blumhouse came out 2024, just recently. Synopsis for the movie: when Jessica moves back into her childhood home with her family, her youngest stepdaughter, Alice, finds a stuffed bear named Chauncey. As Alice's behavior becomes more and more concerning, Jessica intervenes only to realize that Chauncey is much more than the stuffed toy bear she believed him to be. Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, 2024. We were talking about this last night. No real names in this movie.
No.
We got DeWanda Wise as Jessica, Tegan Burns as Taylor, the older stepdaughter. We got Tom Payne as the dad.
Who's that old lady? Is she anybody?
Yeah, Betty Buckley as Gloria. Let's see, Betty Buckley. What have you been in?
Oh, 8 is enough. So maybe she's like an old.
She's also she was the doctor in Split.
Never seen it.
Oh well, she's not Kevin McElroy.
Yeah, James McAvoy.
James McAvoy's a therapist in it.
Oh, okay.
And she's also in The Happening, so she's definitely a friend of. She's Miss Collins and Carrie.
I don't remember who that is.
Me neither. I'm sure it's probably a teacher that dies,
Yeah.
but clearly a friend. She's a friend of M. Night, that's for sure. But yeah, not a lot of names in this one.
Well, I think that we were talking about that last night, and I think that's what's cool about horror right now is like it's no matter how much money it makes at the box office, it's still gonna make money.
Yes.
So that's why they're like, yeah, we don't need anybody in it. And now they're catching on to not just have like I like the diverse casting in it. Like I like the main character's a black woman because like it was very much like just basic, you know, like only one black person, like the token black guy or whatever back in the days.
Yeah.
Now they're getting out like, no, we could put as many people in it, but we don't have to put any stars.
No.
That's the thing.
But it was pretty good. There's some acting choices I didn't really care for. I thought Jessica and the husband, the dad, I feel like they were overly doing it with the like, look at us, aren't we a cute couple?
His accent.
We're just trying to make it in this world with our stepdaughters.
Yeah, I'm gonna hug you from behind because this looks comfortable.
Yeah,
yeah.
And apparently a musician, and they can afford an apartment and a house, and maybe not a house.
I mean, we don't know. It could be Ohio. You don't know where this location
True.
is.
They never really are specific about it.
Yeah.
But did you ever have an imaginary friend as a kid?
No.
No?
I wish I did. Like I remember that was like a thing, you know, with Drop Dead Fred and all those movies.
Yeah.
And Figment from Disney. I was like, man, I I wrote a lot of stories, and doodled a lot.
You made up characters, just weren't friends with them.
Right.
You kept working real life separate.
Like I did a lot of puppet stuff, so I did that. But no, I was well aware like that. Nobody, I can't see anything fun.
I got it. I had an active imagination. I don't think I had like an actual imaginary friend.
We could be blacking it out though, like Jessica did in the movie.
That is true. I do like how they slowly unravel like what happened to her as a kid. I think that a lot of that reveal was really good. And again, as always, spoiler alert, but the reveal that nobody else can see the bear except for Jessica and Alice really caught me off guard.
That was really cool.
I was expecting, because we were talking about like when they have the therapy session and Alice is having a conversation with Chauncey, and then the way it's framed that her head is
her back,
her head is covering where we assume the bear is, and immediately as soon as you pull up the video camera, I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna see like some faceless man sitting there, or like a monster or something. So I knew something was gonna happen, but then like the reveal of like, what bear? What are you talking about? And she starts showing the video. I'm like, oh my god! Ah!
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And also the ventriloquism or whatever. Like,
is she taking up any hobbies recently?
Yeah. Because her voice wasn't moving when she heard the voice, and that was on film. Weird that they didn't. Did she show that to the mom? She just showed that the bear wasn't there. She wasn't like, also, she did this weird voice.
She just mentioned the ventriloquism and showed her the video, but only showed her the video after she was just like, I gotta burn that bear. What bear? After that, then she's like, you should see this. Not, hey, you should see this creepy shit your stepdaughter was just doing.
Yeah, right.
But it is. I do love that choice that they had it be like this distorted, creepy version of the little girl's voice. It also does play into like being able to like have Chauncey actually saying stuff and making noises without it seem like obvious.
Without them, like, they're like, oh yeah, that's just her voice, you know? Like, don't put two and two together like this is a monster yet.
When they were first doing it, because they were hearing it through the vent, and she's like, oh, she's doing Chauncey's voice.
Yeah.
Isn't that sweet? I remember hearing that being like, that is the little girl, because I genuinely didn't know if like the little girl, like Chauncey's talking through the little girl, or if just straight up Chauncey's the one talking.
Yeah.
So it was like a very like, oh shit.
I was waiting for the voice to get like creepier. I thought it was gonna evolve into like a voice, you know?
I don't know. Kid voices are plenty creepy.
That's true.
And for a teddy bear too, which I really loved. I wish it was just the teddy bear the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, it was a PG-13 horror movie.
That is probably our biggest critique of it.
Well, they they did as much as they could, I think, with it being a PG-13. I think they made the right choice of it being a teddy bear.
Yes.
Because it's PG. And all the scares were that level, you know, like the creepy kid voice, PG-13.
Yeah.
You know, like no blood or anything, just
No
a lot
blood,
of tension.
only one kill, and that's not until the end.
Yeah, and it was somebody that deserved it.
Yeah.
And
I
that
guess.
was very predictable too. What did you think of that? The old babysitter of Jessica's.
Yeah. First off, I do want to say I think we need to start because you've heard the expression "magical Negro" for movies.
No.
Oh, so magical Negro is
There's a movie coming out about.
It's
the-
yeah, I'm
Okay.
kind of iffy about that too, but because it just turns into a stupid rom-com from the trailers.
Oh, okay.
But like the caricature of a magical Negro is a black person who comes into the life of a white person and like helps them through life in some way.
Okay.
So you look at like Bagger Vance
Yeah.
or like
So they changed the token black person into like a magical, or they're different versions.
yeah, it's a quote unquote magical black person that kind of comes out of nowhere and alters a white person's life.
Oh.
So that's what the character. But I think there should be one for horror films, which is just the crazy cracker.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
most of the time, a lot of times, especially especially in movies like this, you have like a crazed, like usually a white woman, sometimes a white guy, but that are like, we know about these entities. They've existed for thousands of years. I've done research. Everyone thought I was a kook, but now I know. So I do.
And you believe them at first, and you're like, wait a second. They
Oh, this
wasted
person-
all their life on this.
This person's crazy.
Red alert. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, thank you for giving me all this information, but don't follow me.
Yeah, but I did think it was really, whether it was deserved or not, like as soon as she starts the reveal of like, I've been talking to Chauncey and he wants us to be here. This is a magical world where we can do anything and be anywhere and blah, blah, blah. The entire time I'm like, oh yeah, she's gonna get got right now. And it was on a level of Samuel L. Jackson in Deep Blue Sea. Where he's giving like this rousing speech. We're gonna get up there, we're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna survive this. First off, we gotta plug up. Then the shark comes out and just eats him. So this had the same,
Like
same
Kelly
amount of like.
Rollins in Freddy versus Jason when she's like, I'm not scared of you, Freddy. Blah blah
And,
blah, and then
and he's like, look behind you.
Yeah, it was so good.
She gets smacked.
I love that. That's a great thing in horror movies.
Yeah, but I do the idea that she's getting mauled to death by the big monster version of Chauncey
Yeah.
behind a door was I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, pretty fun and funny death.
I liked like the setup and everything, like the Never Ever. It looked kind of spooky and also like
I love the name.
yeah, it worked. I want to see a different storyline though of like there's gotta be cops like that crazy old lady, but in a different way. Like there's a bunch of kids going missing.
Yeah.
What's that? And they keep mentioning Never Ever and have these weird doodles of bears. Like, come on, show me that crime horror.
Yeah. I do. I mean, like we said, it's a good movie. I think it could have been great if it was rated R, if they took more of those bigger risks. And I get it from like a marketing or from like you're trying to make money. You want to get as many people to see it. Let's be honest, 13-year-olds are going to go try to see a rated R movie no matter what.
Yeah.
If anything, they're going to try even harder to go see that movie. So I think it behooves studios to just go for it. Just make an R-rated movie. Put it, not necessarily have to overdo it with gore or cursing or sex or nudity or anything like that. Like do R with a purpose.
Right.
To make it like leave an impact.
Scare us.
Scare the shit. Because this one, it built tension really well. That scene where it's that neighbor kid like just using the restroom and him thinking he's tripping because he thinks he took Molly.
Yeah.
But
and it was just allergy pills. That was pretty funny.
but that whole scene where it's just the pool cord.
Yeah.
And him just following in, and then all this and that, and it moving. Great. It was great. Wanted him to die though.
Yeah, why not kill him? He was a douchebag.
He was being a douche. You got the go ahead from the little girl to eat him.
Yeah.
Eat him.
Yeah. I think also it's just because all these things, like they wanted to make money, number one. They don't have anybody in this movie, so they can't sell it as hard if like an R-rated.
True.
It's not a part of a franchise like a Saw where there's no.
But it is Blumhouse, which I mean,
But Blumhouse, it's like a Netflix. You know, there's a lot of trash on there.
They got a lot of hit. They got a lot of hit and misses.
Yeah.
It's for every hit they get, they got maybe like 2 misses.
Yeah.
It's true. I think this one was, in the park. And in the park,
let me ask you a question.
Go for it.
Would you like this movie if you had to pay money for it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I feel like I would have been kind of mad if I watched it. But I was like, not bad. Yeah, but walking in, I knew it was a PG-13. I was ready for my expectations to be lowered. But if I spent $23 or whatever,
if I spent $20-some on a movie, which I will never do ever again, but if I ever spent like $20 on this, I would have been not mad, but I would have been like, I could have waited.
Yeah. The thing that really made the movie, though, was not the movie.
No, for us, though, it was the experience within the theater.
Yeah, there was one woman with a blanket, rocking a blanket and winter hat. She knows how to go to the movies.
Yes. And I'm convinced it was a black woman. You said it was a white woman.
I think because she was right in front of us, and I tried to see her face. I don't know. I think I just pictured me in 20 years. That's why.
But for anybody wondering, the entire time, like I said, the tension's building really well. And of course, there's one person in the audience just going, "Oh hell no! And everybody, everybody in the theater, like a part of me would get mad, but in a horror movie, I'm like, okay. And then also, everyone's just cracking up because this lady's hilarious, and she's reacting at the right spots. It's not like like her being like, and like when the husband's saying ridiculous shit.
Yeah, it wasn't over too much. There was one part where it was like popping off in the movie, and I was like, "Where's our girl? Is she awake right now?" Because she was quiet for a second.
Probably covering under the blankets.
Yeah,
if it was popping off. Yeah,
doing that. But yeah, it was funny. It heightened the experience. The movie experience.
The fun of it all.
Yeah.
Kelly farted during the movie.
Somebody
and then
else did.
She was outdone by a gentleman behind us, to which I thought, was that me? And then I hear people behind me cracking up. I'm like, no, it's back there.
I want to be. My farts are loud, but they don't smell. Okay, so that's why I just let them rip.
Yeah,
because they're fun.
Just let him loose.
Yeah, you gotta
let him go.
Better out than in is what I always say. Doesn't Shrek say that?
He said that once, at least. When we finally do reveal Chauncey as the monster that he is, we get 2 versions. We get a giant teddy bear monster, and we also get like a spider monster, which is correlating with Jessica's job as a children's, I guess,
illustrator.
Author? I think she's an author and illustrator.
Yeah,
I think it's all her. But she's a creator of a book series, and which is clearly like
Molly the Millipede and Sam the Spider or something like that.
Something like that.
The spider's kind of the bad guy, but then at the end they become buds because she. Well, I don't know if that's true because that was in the Never Ever. Remember she?
Oh yeah. That was the funniest thing. I wish I was gonna bring. I think I had sort of brought this up. But I was watching the new Rick and Morty episodes. There's an episode where they go into what's called a fear hole.
Yeah.
And most of the episode is them getting out of it and then realizing we're still in the hole. And they do it like maybe almost 10 times. That's funny. So when that was happening, she's like, I'm still in the Never Ever. I'm like, are they gonna do this like 5 times? Which I would be there. That'd be worth $20 for me. I'd be like, this is what a left turn, but so great.
I'd be so mad. It's like the end of Lord of the Rings. I remember there's like 3 blackouts, and I remember watching it in theaters, and people would like, oh no, okay, no, it's now the Grey Havens.
They're back at the Shire.
Okay.
No.
Oh, Sam's part? Okay. Now it's over? Cool. Okay.
Aragon's got to sing? Yeah, sure. Good job. Oh, yeah, that's the way to... Nope. Oh, God. Fucking end. Fucking end.
It's so funny. But then you don't want it to end.
No. Lord of the Rings? No. Yeah. Never end. Please. Ugh. The writer of Rohirrim, I will always feel something.
I also think that this was PG-13 because of the story of it. Like, it's about imaginary friends, so maybe they were trying to scare younger people, too. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the director has experience with certain horror movies. It's Jeff Wadlow, who also directed Truth or Dare.
I enjoyed that. I remember Truth or Dare. That was pretty good.
Kick-Ass 2, which
Jim Carrey.
pretty good, yeah. The Fantasy Island movie, which I heard isn't great.
Missed it.
This is the one that I was really like, oh, he directed Cry Wolf in 2005, and I remember seeing this. Like I think we had a Blockbuster night one night with my family, and we rented this movie. It's a very weird movie, but it's not terrible.
So like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
He makes like good, not great movies.
Okay.
I want to say.
Who's the writer? Is it the same
The
guy?
writer for Imaginary?
Yeah.
The writer is, I will tell you right now, because I have the power of
3
the
stars.
internet.
That makes sense. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. That's pretty, yeah.
Valid.
Pretty valid. Let's see here. The writer for the movie, we're looking at 3 writers. Jeff Wadlow, Jason Ormland, and Greg Erb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Don't really...
It is inspiring to see how horrors are just keeping on.
Greg Erb wrote Princess and the Frog.
Well, that's a good one.
Let me see. Jason, what'd you do? What'd you do, Jason? Oh, you also wrote Princess and the Frog.
Oh, so they're a writing.
They're writing
pair.
team. That's cool. But yeah, I thought, I thought for what it was, the writing was okay.
Yeah, the marketing was way better than what the movie was.
Yes.
Everything in the trailer was this trailer's far scarier than the movie.
But again, there are certain moments where the little girl's about to try to impale her hand. Just the tension of her about to do it was great.
Another funny thing though was so Jessica's father is in a mental institution because he saved her life. But the thing he did was he looked into the eyes of Chauncey and saw all the billions of imaginations of all the billions of kids.
And he could not handle it.
That was their reasoning for him to go insane.
Insane and blind.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it is weird because then towards the end, at the end, before they defeat Chauncey, Jessica and Taylor are trying to
and they
get rid of him, and they look into his eyes. And in movie time, you're looking at like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, granted, the dad probably looked at it longer in the flashback.
They killed Chauncey right after, so I think that's why they're okay.
But I feel in that instance, the dad should also be fine too.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't kill Chauncey.
They didn't kill Chauncey?
Because at the end, they go to that hotel, and the little boy still has an imaginary friend as well.
That's another guy. He had a different name.
different imaginary friend.
It wasn't Chauncey. It was somebody else.
That's true.
There's just a bunch of them. It's like Monsters Inc., but
scary.
Not cute.
Actually scary.
Yeah.
And it's
because they're all doors too, just like Monsters Inc.
A lot of doors.
Wait a second, is this how they came up?
A lot of doors. And then what's so weird, because I was just mentioning that we were doing this episode today, and someone was like, "Oh, that John Krasinski movie?" I'm like, "No."
I mean, honestly, same. For until like last month, I thought it was the same movie.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, John Krasinski also has a movie coming out called If, where it is literally, I don't know if you ever watched it, but it is literally Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, the movie, but they're just not calling it that, which is annoying. Yeah. I'd rather they make a live action Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, because that was a fucking great show.
Never seen it, but I trust you.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love it. Ugh.
I wish he made this movie because he's good at making horror. I mean, A Quiet Place, pretty good.
Quiet Place is great.
Second one, pretty good too.
Probably would have been a better direction for the acting too.
Yeah.
Because again, like I could not, at least at the beginning, I could not stand the little girl.
Yeah.
She was too, it was like they looked at her and they said, "Hey, can you play a little girl?" Yeah, I can play a little girl. I have that in my arsenal.
Yeah. I like the teen girl. She was good.
She was good. The dad, unnecessary.
Really, I mean, well, they had to be like, listen, this is a loving family. We can't, because there's so many horrors of like a single mom and or like a broken family. They're like, listen, this, I mean, it's a new family. She's a stepmom or whatever, but at least it's like love. I think that's what they wanted to show. Like,
Yeah,
this
there's
they love
love
each
there.
other, yeah.
She's not a neglectful
Yeah.
step parent. And
And
she's
the
trying
dad
to be.
is-
She's trying to connect.
Yeah, the dad's a lover, but he's also a rock and roll dude.
Yeah,
That's
she's
why he's
trying to-
British.
We don't even know if he's rock and roll. He's rocking a fedora.
Yeah, I think his band was called Burning Cats. That's why she was wearing the shirt in the beginning, and then
Burning cats.
Yeah, and then the little girl had a button that said "Burning Cats." So one of the first, like, I guess when they're in bed or something, Jessica, she's wearing the T-shirt that said "Burning Cats" on it.
Oh.
Like, is this the band?
Yeah, I hope so. If you're just wearing a shirt that just says "Burning Cats,"
Should have been Burning Bears. I mean, that's more like pretty.
Blumhouse, call us.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah. I got scripts.
We got scripts. Oh, Kelly mostly has the scripts. I'll have scripts.
That's what they say.
I turn it. Turn Robert De Niro. Yeah.
You're talking to me.
You talking to me? I had a thought and it left me. Oh no.
I like the color. It's very similar to the imaginary colors of your shirt.
Yeah. I love cinematography is great in this too. When they actually get into the Never Ever, and then it has a very Beetlejuice but very artsy, like MC Escher painting kind of vibes, which I really liked. Oh, I remember because we were talking about the mom and everything.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird that they kind of like footnoted their actual mom, who has, I guess, a mental illness of some kind.
She got burned? Like, I don't understand what happened there because the daughter also had burns.
Yeah.
And she was scared of fire. So did the mother burn the house down or something and leave the kid in it?
That's like the one thing they never bring up.
Yeah, and then they mentioned, oh yeah, the Jessica's mom had cancer and died when she was a kid. So that's why she forgot her imaginary friend.
Yeah. Or that's why she got one.
Oh,
to help cope with the,
I thought that's why she blacked it out after.
And then when her dad saved her, she got removed from her dad because they thought like, oh, he's being abusive or he's going crazy or something.
Because she got the scratch.
Yeah, but that was just for her how to get into the Never Ever.
Right, to hurt herself.
I fucking love that name, the Never Ever.
Yeah.
Like there's like some name where you're like, it's the darkness, it's the nothing, it's this. The Never Ever is like one of those good, like, oh, if you have to come up with an abstract name for something like an imaginary world, Never Ever, I think is pretty
It
good.
reminds me of the One Hit Wonder by, I forget what the band, but it's like an all lady band, and the song was called Never Ever.
Oh.
Never ever have I ever felt so low, and I wanna take me out of this black hole. Never, No, don't know it.
It's like ringing a little bell, but
it just
Keep
don't
going.
feel right. Never ever I had you fine.
no, but I enjoyed it.
Pretty good. I mean, that's all the songs.
But yeah, if I other than like acting choices, my biggest like what the fuck is just the shoehorned in mom thing, because then she does appear, and which is like the biggest for me was like one of the biggest scares.
Yeah,
that's just like he's behind you, and then like suddenly the mom comes rushing out. I thought like, oh shit, like that's Chauncey.
Yeah.
Nope, it's just the mom with mental illness.
And she knew. It was weird because she knew that it was like when she escaped or whatever. She's like, this place is bad. It's not good for my babies. How did she know that? I want to see the cuts to her in the asylum or whatever.
Yeah.
Seeing these
If you're gonna
visions.
throw in this scene where the mom just knows there's evil in this house,
Yeah.
like give us a little more with the mom a bit.
Did she also have another kid that she, like the same thing with the dad, like protected him and then she went crazy too or something?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like,
Or she Jessica's dad's neighbor.
yeah.
in whatever
Yeah.
assisted living home they are in.
Yeah.
But again, overall, I thought this was a good, not great, but good movie.
I'll never see it again.
I'll probably give it another watch, maybe at least once, but it's not something I'm gonna keep on watching.
Yeah.
But I would definitely, in terms of like the bin, I definitely put it. I wouldn't put it at the very top, but I would definitely put it at the top middle. Kind of like worth a watch, but you gotta, kind of have to maybe look around for it a bit.
I would say dig a little. Like, there's other stuff out there.
Okay.
Get the top. I mean, it was okay, but like, I mean, it's an interesting story. I think it's good for like I would show this to somebody like if I am babysitting and the kid is into horror. I'd be like, here, this let's test the waters. Let's see how scared you are with this.
Like an easy little softball of a movie.
This is good for PG-13, like kids.
Yeah.
I think it's a good introduction, and it's not my jam. Like, I mean, I think I enjoyed the movie because of that lady who was like, uh-oh.
She elevated our experience.
Yeah. If it was just us in Burbank at night, I'd be like, we should have stayed at the Improv. But yeah, it was good choices, very unique. It wasn't boring, but like I'm not gonna say, I guess I'm also Simon Cowelling it a little bit.
That's fine.
But there's way like. We're in the age of horror right now, kind of. I think like Thanksgiving was pretty good. Like there's so many there's so many good ones where you don't need to watch this one. That's what I'm saying.
And again, I think it would have been elevated and probably better if they just went for an R rating.
Right.
Actually had more kills.
I think they're
even like one or two more.
Yeah, I think this is a test to see if they could do, because how many do they do that many PG-13 movies? That's what I'm wondering with Blumhouse.
Blumhouse does a fair amount of PG-13.
Right.
Five Nights at Freddy's, which was PG-13 for some stupid reason.
But that's had the Hutch.
But again, should have been rated R.
Yeah, and that was based on a franchise though, so that's why.
Yeah.
You know, like there's things that this is like a nothing.
The Exorcist Believer, which that
was PG-13.
I'm just listing off their movies. They got a good chunk of a lot of horror movies though.
I mean, yeah.
And stuff that I'm like, what is this?
Add it to the list.
I know. I'm just gonna go on their website and just do a whole Blumhouse episode.
Yeah. It was fun. Like, I think watch it if you got AMC list. If you could watch it for free, and if you love horrors so much that you want to watch them all, go for it. But if you got other things to do.
And of the two movies about imaginary friends, I'd say go see this instead of If.
I mean, I haven't seen If yet.
I already have a bad feeling about it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't think, that's more for kids. And
I don't think Ryan Reynolds can save this one.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, I'd rather see this one for sure.
But you're saying maybe like more middle bottom of the bin?
Yeah.
That's fair.
If you're like, let's try something different.
Yeah. If you're on a Blumhouse bender, this is definitely one of their. I'd say this is definitely up there in their top 50%.
Yeah. Like, is this better than Night Swim?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, Night Swim was funny though.
It was funny, but I mean, like in terms of like overall
So
scary
silly,
and actually like feeling like, oh, this is even like just a decent horror movie.
Yeah.
Imaginary thing beats it out.
Yeah.
Because Night Swim, a haunted pool, it could have been better, I think, but that's for another episode.
No, yeah, I'm with you. I'm way more for these people versus like a nepo guy in a movie.
Yeah, that from beginning to end was a lot of bad acting choices. This one, I'd say only like the first half had bad acting choices, and then the rest, when it actually got into a bit more of the horror, a bit more of the tension, the acting improved.
I still think there were some, but I think it's also the lines that they were given.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they were great, but the second half, I'm just saying that their acting improved.
Right, yeah.
Still still rocky. Take two. But
no, that's a new word.
That Rocky. This is Rocky. Hey, you're pretty rocky over there.
It's the husband. That's how he says Rocky.
That was also a weird thing we were trying to figure out. Like he has the accent. His kids don't have it, and his mom, the mom didn't. But I mean,
I think it's because he's a rock and roll. They're like, well, how do we make this work? British rock and roll star. I don't know.
It just seems so. It's like it'll be a black stepmom, a British dad, and two American daughters.
Yeah.
Modern family.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, like we said, this is kind of a middle of the bin kind of movie. Definitely give it a watch if you're looking for something maybe a little different, a little something easy.
See it. I mean, yeah. Is it better than Dune 2?
100%.
Yes. So I would say out of it, what else in theaters is there? Dune.
If you're looking for a horror movie to watch during this time before
anything else,
before we get into like the actual real horror seasons, of movies, this is one to watch. But like you said, if you can watch it for free, that's probably the best option. Don't spend $20 to watch it. If you're gonna spend $20, just spend it on a streaming service when it comes out.
Yeah. I'm sure this will be on Peacock in like a week.
Oh,
That's how
yeah.
Freddy's was.
Yeah. But Kelly, as always, thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You got your camera right here. Let the people know where they can find you, what you got going on.
Sure, I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Instagram at Kelly McInerney. Comedy bingo show we have once a month in LA. Yeah, that's it. Just find me on the internet.
Hell yeah. You guys can find me on all the things Julian F. Comedy. You can follow this podcast at Horror Bin Pod on Instagram as well as TikTok. We will get content up there very soon, I promise. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on iTunes and YouTube. Share it around. Let's build this horror community up. Let's get some more imaginary friends in here that we can share the podcast with, whether they're there or not. And as we say in every episode, shit, I didn't have one for this.
Never ever went a time into
na 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 na. Bye.